Right, you're back with Hot Stocks. Next, Group 5. It's a mid-sized construction materials and infrastructure group. Market cap these days of just lower than 5 billion rand. Dividend yield of 1.6, price earnings ratio of 14. Operations, of course, here in Africa, but also busy in the Middle East and Eastern Europe in addition. And over the years, it's focused on the general construction-related stuff, but has added toll projects, where you build the road and then you get the right to collect the tolls over the years, including some in Eastern Europe. And in recent years, also been very active in the power projects area. As we know, there's that whole renewables thing, and a lot of corporate clients are looking to add power stations in instead of wasting their waste heat and so on and so forth. Lavan, Group 5, there's the share price. It's certainly done well if you were lucky enough to buy them there. So it's been quite a nice rebound, but not, at all-time highs, but, picking its nose up a little bit.
When I compare this business to some of the others that we've discussed, they seem to be at an innovative stage. They're looking to explore new markets, and that means income that comes through hard currency. So it's not just rand income, it's also exculpating itself from some of the labor risks in South Africa. They're also expanding into areas that they weren't traditionally involved in, and this is energy-related construction, road-related construction. So what this means is they're putting on measures that will bolster up the income statement balance sheet, whilst other companies are at a more mature stage and they're really looking at contracting and selling off other divisions. So that's one of the reasons why you're seeing the share price push up quite nicely in the last 6 months.
Interestingly, though, I can't see on my notes here what their fine was. And if I remember rightly, that's because they didn't settle at first, because they had been part of the team that had sort of given information earliest, and they were waiting for clarification. So there's a bit of an outlier issue there, but I've noticed that hasn't had a negative impact on the price. If anything, that's just continued to the upside. So I'm guessing maybe the fine not significant relative to the others?
Well, it's possibly, I'm just going to go out on a limb, it's possibly also going to be in the region of a couple of 100 million.
Yeah.
If you look at the 1.4 billion, it seems to have been split up evenly amongst the 11 firms, but the top 5 have all got hit with about 200 or 300 mil.
Another interesting thing about Group 5 is quite a high percentage stake from the government Employees Pension Fund, PIC. There's an empowerment consortium called Ilima, which is headed up by a friend of mine called Oyamo Mabandla, who's on the board. So, they seem to have, of all of the construction firms, probably the biggest empowerment credits. I'm not quite sure what that gets them at the end of the day, but maybe some extra in with regard to certain projects.
Well, we hope that it gives them a much more favored status when they're bidding for projects, but they don't seem to have any shortage. If anything, it's a growing order book.
Okay, so yes, order book of about 10, 13 or something, so looking okay. Fairly modest size, 5 billion. What are you feeling with regard to this? Hot at current levels?
It's run up quite nicely. I'd like to look at it maybe on any sort of a pullback. I would be hot on this one for a portfolio buy. Again, I wouldn't be buying single stock futures on it.
Good, and I'm going to go with sort of not hot-ish.